Welcome everybody to How Fast Will It Go, and today we're dealing with the 1992 Bugatti EB110 Super Sport. And it says 1,467 horsepower, 1,289 pounds-feet of torque from an 8-litre quad-turbo W16 engine. The car itself now weighs 2,611 pounds, came with all-wheel drive stock and it still has it, and it can now do 0 to 60 in 2.522 seconds and 0 to 100 in 5.120 seconds. So yeah, this is the first mid-engine kind of hypercar from Bugatti that was ever made. Obviously there was a bit of a gap between this and the Veyron, but obviously this now has the Veyron engine in it. So yeah, kind of merged the two together to make hopefully a formidable car on this series, because yeah, it doesn't weigh all that much. It certainly weighs a lot less than even a upgraded Bugatti Veyron would, and yeah, it's obviously smaller, and yeah, it's got nearly 1,500 horsepower. So I'm expecting a lot from this, and yeah, I just hope that it's gonna prove successful. So let's get out onto the open road and see what it can do. Yeah, it's not got the best 0 to 100 times, but I think that's because it changes into third just before 100 mile an hour. So that's what I'm putting it down to. But as you can see, acceleration wise, it is no problem whatsoever. Already up to 230, there's 240 before we even hit the tunnel, there's 250 before we hit the tunnel. Superb handling as well, there's 270, 275, 278, 279, 280. Well, that's our current third fastest car on this series. Even if we don't improve upon 280, we still will be only the third car to ever get to 280 or more, which is mightily impressive. Not sure if we're going to get any more out of this, because it's even at this speed right in the rev limit. It's still an impressive speed, especially for a 28-year-old car. Especially from one that certainly wasn't able to do close to this originally. I think its top speed was around 210 or something like that originally. It wasn't an insanely quick car for the time, but obviously several cars have surpassed it since. 280 certainly would put it back into the top 10 fastest car in the world if it was around nowadays. Yeah, it's just able to get up to that kind of speed so easily. Look at it, it's already up to 275. Fairly consistent. 277 is faster than most cars on the other side of the motorway, which is usually the fastest side of this motorway on this game. To top it all off, it's also extremely good in terms of handling. See, we have two other vehicles that are quicker than this in terms of its top speed, but for my money this feels better handling than those two. Yeah, there we go. 280 miles an hour is our final top speed. Third fastest car we've ever had on this series. And yeah, it's only actually 1 mile an hour behind the McLaren F1 and 5 mile an hour behind the Jaguar D-Type. It's kind of interesting that the McLaren F1 and this are so close together, considering they're also pretty much the same age. It's also quicker than the Rosillon Q1, Mercedes-Benz AMG Hammer Coupe from the previous episode, the McLaren F1 GT, the Toyota Supra RZ, Lamborghini Aventador, McLaren P1, Ferrari 599 XX Evolution, and it knocks a Porsche 906 Carrera 6 out of the top 10. So yeah, mightily impressive with this, not just because it's managed 280 miles an hour with ease, but also because it handles really rather well on top of that. So yeah, kind of a double you know, positive with this, because obviously the top speed is great, gets there really fast, even up a gradient it's doing more than 270 miles an hour, and yeah, it's pretty much consistent on both sides of the motorway, and yet it's also able to dodge and weave out of traffic and handle the power and the speed around corners. So yeah, superb vehicle. Highly recommend giving it these upgrades that I've given it. Obviously I've given it the maximum handling upgrades outside of a roll cage, and yeah, given it all of the maximum power upgrades with the engine swapped out of the Veyron. So yeah, highly recommend it if you're after an extremely quick vehicle that also handles really rather well, and in an easy manner as well. It's not a difficult car at all to get used to drive. So yeah, cracking car, and yeah, what a way to end the year on the third fastest vehicle that we've had so far. Nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.